Welcome back, fellow lords of gaming. We are jumping back inside Marvel Future Revolution, and as I promised, we're going to kind of break down these dev notes that were released concerning the most recent release patch, which was absolutely terrible garbage, dumpster fire trash. Here goes the thing, guys. Even though I feel this way about these dev notes or the recent patch, I want you guys to make sure that you understand that this is more reach out than we've received from Netmarble on any other game, Marvel Strike Force, Marvel Future Fight, than we've received from a lot of people. And I think that we all need to be mindful that constructive criticism is needed. So I want to just address in this video, so that way I can keep it kind of short, the Blitz reward changes and the Blitz, because this is, I think, one of those things that people feel most passionate about, at least in terms of where they're currently at inside the game, because I think it had one of the biggest impacts. So right now they're saying that the purpose of the patch was to shorten the daily gameplay time so that you could freely explore other game content, but this led to some unintended issues. In conjunction with the Blitz reward count being changed to 5 times, they're currently seeking ways to improve sub-character growth, collection achievement, golden conversion, and particles acquisition. In addition, they're looking at rolling back the Blitz reward count back to the 3 per Blitz. Okay, so let's address these points as clearly as I possibly can. Okay, so 1, does Netmarble understand its game mechanics? There's an emphasis on power, not level, and leveling outpacing the content. So what do I mean by that? If I was to go inside my operations and I looked at my Blitz, all my blitzes are scheduled based on level, meaning I'm at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and then 105, right? So that means I can only jump into these concepts once I reach these levels. Well, here's the thing. This content is now outpaced by the leveling. It can take me anywhere from maybe 4 to 8 hours in order to complete the game mode. I would love to see different varying times on it, but it's not enough time in the gap of the game where I'm literally jumping inside here. So by doing what they did with the leveling outpacing the content, they have essentially invalidated the need for players to jump inside of these lower level blitz modes. I have no reason to jump into the King's Return other than for rewards, and that's it. So here goes the thing. One of the emphasis needed to be put on what is the end consequence reward that you're trying to facilitate for players to want to play this game mode. We're going to get to that, right? So when you look at that overall, we're basically now seeing how that content is outpaced by the leveling process. Their emphasis was that they want to shorten the amount of game time that was spent in Blitz, and I think this is excellent. Most people are going to complain about that there was a reduction in squad rank XP while not looking at the gold and the battle badges and convergiums, but I feel like it was a good change from having to go from like an hour of playing Blitz to maybe just having 5 missions that was just 10. So in that regard, the time was worth the rewards. Here goes the other thing, is this is also a good acknowledgement that we need to be playing other content. What is the driving mechanic for the game? Is that players should be spending more time in the open world than they are in other game modes. The open world is where most of the game should be taking place. It's kind of reflective in that when you start looking at that the Blitz characters, they appear already in the open world. If I came to my most wanted list inside here and I looked at characters, all of these characters appear in the open world in Blitz modes. The prime targets, these specific targets, I can choose the cities in which they are. I can see Red Skull. I can see all of these characters that are in the Blitz in the open world. Leave us fighting these characters in the open world. And here goes the point. What I bring with that is that there's going to be a primary focus of what are you trying to say? What is the primary drive for Blitz? Is it squad rank? Is it gold? Is it battle badges or convergium? My suggestion is that squad rank XP and collections should probably be the primary drive of why you play Blitz. I'm going into Blitz to acquire more squad rank. That should be my primary reason for why I jump into Blitz. Not battle badges, not convergium, not even gold. Those rewards should be secondary and tertiary to the squad rank XP that those modes give. However, I understand that that's not going to necessarily be enough. Why did it skip me from Dormammu? I understand that that's not necessarily going to be enough in order to generate those rewards. So what I'm looking at as well inside here is the Blitzer bosses appear in the open world. So they have this, and the point is that they have the same exact mechanics and almost the same exact HP values in the open world as they exist inside Blitz. So inside the open world, we should be able to farm battle badges the same way we would farm the battle badges from the mobs inside the open world. That's where you want to give the battle badges. You want to make it loot based, so that way now I have reason to stay in the open world, stay farming, stay grinding, because then it increases your amount of time that players are in your game and trying to actually facilitate things. I'd rather have the battle badges drop and have no no cap on the prime targets or the prime targets or the non-prime targets in the open world. That to me would make the most amount of sense. You know, Dormammu appears here, and instead of fighting Dormammu, having a cap on the amount of times I can fight Dormammu, I can fight Dormammu as many times as I want to, because he's dropping varying loot-based battle badges that are basically like, hey, you know what? We've got more and more for you. That should be the primary effort, right? That should be the goal inside here. That way I'm staying inside the open world, because that's where I want the gameplay taking place. Comics, right? I believe comics are the reason why there's a cap currently on your open world bosses, your most wanted prime targets, because those reward some rare comics, those reward some normal common card comics. Those are rewarding things that, yeah, I might want to have a cap, because it might accelerate players too far outside the system if there isn't a cap on those. So I understand that. But if you put those comics that's related to those Blitz bosses, those prime targets, and you put them inside the Blitz world, right? And you randomize them there, whether they're 1-star, 2-star, 3-star and stuff like that, or 4-star, 5-star, or whatever the chances for getting those, you have effectively taken the cap that you've put in the open world on those characters and now have put that cap in a place where it already has a cap, meaning now it's inside Blitz. So the amount of comic cards and stuff like that I can get from there is literally just the comic cards. How many players would much rather see that I'm getting squad rank XP and comic cards? Now I don't have to worry about whether the number of battle badges that I get is enough, right? I don't have to worry about the amount of gold or convergium that I'm getting from battle badges is enough, because players can go out in the open world and farm most wanted prime targets and non-most wanted prime targets and literally still get the same effect of receiving convergium and receiving battle badges, because they get to choose what they're going to do with those battle badges. They can crunch them and put them inside the convergence box, or they can crunch them and use them for convergium gains. That's going to solve a whole slew of issues, right? In my opinion, you might not agree with those. Convergium is not a reward in this game. It is not a reward, and I'm going to explain why. The crafting system sucks. The odds and the drop rates on, securing crafting materials from inside the game, they are terrible. Like, for instance, right now, if you look inside my box, you can see that I've got, it says 1,027 convergium, 237 of these crystallized convergium, and then what's the regular one? It says 10,000 and 8,599 for the two unstable convergiums, right? Because it caps out at 10,000, right? I haven't spent those on anything. You know why? Because if you look at my rewards, I don't have a reason. Like, let's go back to headquarters, for instance, and we'll go to the workshop so that way you can see it. I don't have a reason to invest in this crafting system because it sucks. The drop rates on the costumes inside there suck, right? What you're using your convergium for in order to craft things, they actually suck. Whether I'm trying to get them for, low grade enhancement things, they suck. Me using convergium and these sin particles right here for crafting sucks. Me using them for the mid-grade, enhancers and stuff like that, those suck. Me using them to level up, crystallized and stable convergiums and get more of those, it sucks. This crafting system is terrible. And it's based around this convergium stuff. It sucks. It's not a good system. So therefore, I don't really have much of a reason to go this method, because if I'm trying to get costumes and things like that inside here, especially the costumes that I want, it's not worth it. I'm literally going to be shielded by having this. In order to get these items, I need to be spending more time in the open world. So this is where we're going to see that the Blitz actually will help players, because now if I'm in the open world and these crafting items are already dropping from inside there, but battle badges are also dropping inside the open world, I have more reason to farm in the open world, right? And now I'm going to naturally get converging particles from dismantling badges, or I'm going to collect badges and get them inside the convergence box, so I can use those battle badges directly inside here and just extract them. I get the choice of that, right? So I'm creating player choice, and I'm also, saying, hey, like I can go inside extract, and I can go over my battle badge that I have none inside here that I can craft. But I can go inside there and now I can craft things, and now it generates me more particles, so that way I can do those things. So that's the best benefit, right? So this is going to make things more palatable for players to play. Meaning, if I drop badges at player levels, because that's the other key, right? You cannot have a system where like for instance, right now, if I go inside my activity log and I look at my different areas, for instance, right? And I'm looking at most wanted missions and side missions and so forth like that. Outside of you just wanting to complete it, there's no reason for me to go back to lower level areas. There's no reason for me to want to go find Lord the Crimson Fist once I passed him, other than to get these collection rewards, right? Because the rewards he's dropping at that level compared to the new Dark Domain Zone are going to be infinitesimally smaller. Make the battle badges drop at the level that the player is currently engaged in that content at. It doesn't make a difference. The area is the area. It's a region, right? I want to be able to go inside that region and play those characters, whether I can complete it quickly or whether I can complete it slowly based on my power level. I still want to be able to get those battle badges from that area. Make those battle badges palatable for players to want to have. The comics related to the Blitz bosses, they just basically should drop from they should drop from the freaking from the Omega from those bosses. So if I'm inside New Stark City and I've got Kingpin and Red Skull as the main villains inside there, I want these comics to drop. Have them drop at varying stats, whether they're rare, normal, or common cards. Those should drop inside here, so that way it just makes it a reason for me to want to go. Because now I've got a reason to go fight Kingpin, because I want to complete these collections inside here. Or he's giving me the ability to collect comic cards, and these comic cards will have varying stats on them. So now I have a reason to keep playing those Kingpin level bosses, because maybe I want the critical damage card from Red Skull inside here, but the bonus stats and the exclusive stat that I got isn't good enough. But if I keep playing Blitz and I go to Red Skull and it keeps giving me comic cards, now I have a reason to play lower level comic cards, because I want a better bonus stat system. I want a better exclusive stats. I want better rolls on my comic cards. Makes it more palatable for me to go and actually play those lower level blitzes and so forth like that. Especially because now I don't have to worry about these being something that drop at my level, because they're always going to be at my level. I think these are going to be the best changes that they could do for Blitz, because the basic thing of it is that I cannot play Blitz and literally sat inside Blitz and literally just be invalidating the content that comes with Blitz overall. The rewards are not reflective of me being a level 110 player and going to a level 20 boss to fight Blitz and get the rewards that I'm getting. It's just not reflective, guys. It's just not worth it. There's no reason why I would jump back into those lower levels. You cannot invalidate lower level content, and you have to find ways that are going to basically make players desire to go back and play, desire to spend hours on in here. But the hours shouldn't be spent in Blitz. I shouldn't spend more time in Blitz than I do in the open world, and that's the problem. It's an MMORPG. I need to be in the open world. You don't have an open world inside Marvel Future Fight. You don't have an open world inside Marvel Strike Force. You don't have an open world inside Marvel, well, technically somewhat you do. You don't have an open world inside Marvel Contest of Champions. You have an open world in this game. Use the open world to drive rewards. Keep players engaged in the open world. Make rewards that you want to have limited inside these other game modes. Put the comic cards inside Blitz. Put the squad rank XP inside Blitz. Make it so that way I can jump inside Blitz and collect something that is truly randomized, and that I have the desire for loot-based accomplishment. That's as simple as it is. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I appreciate your time. Please be constructive. Go to these social media sites and be constructive about what you're saying about these changes. We're going to jump into Dark Zone and the same open world discussion in another video. Peace.